All right, we're going to get into the blog post, but before we get into the blog post, this is very, very important. The order that you upgrade the 23 members to get Apocalypse actually matters, and this is a bonus. There's extra stuff. The main bottleneck for getting a baby Apocalypse is Blue ISO 4. And I personally was not expecting there to be Blue ISO 4 inside of the Apocalypse Saga itself. So there's 3 stages to the Apocalypse Saga. The first one just requires gear tier 15 and the 23 characters, but there's no ISO requirement. And you get 1.2 million Blue ISO 4 for completing that, which is great. Then the second stage, which you need to complete to get a baby Apocalypse, requires gear tier 16 and Blue ISO 4. Now, here's the thing. The stages, I think the first 4 stages award 700,000 Blue ISO 4. So if you're running short and you upgrade the first stage first, which is in order of release, like for example, you upgrade your Darkhold first, then your Unlimited, then your Gamma, then you're going to be in position to get a baby Apocalypse much, much faster. And this is a good thing. This is very player friendly because I wasn't expecting there to be any Blue ISO 4 inside of these Apocalypse Saga. So the very beginning has 1.2 from hard, and then there is 700K per heroic node. So that way, when you go through the node, Dark Hunter, you're getting an extra 700,000. And when you go through the Unlimited, you get another 700,000. You get another Gamma, then you get another 700,000. So like for this person right here, came in, he needs Phantom X, Sunfire, and Psylocke. He's 3 characters short from getting a baby Apocalypse. And if he did it in the wrong order, he would not be able to get Apocalypse day 1. He has to do, if he upgraded his Psylocke before Phantom X and Sunfire, he actually would not be able to get Apocalypse on the first day. So long story short, if you're working on Blue ISO 4 for the 23 characters to get a baby Apocalypse, do it in this order. And the reason to do that is it's a domino effect. Using the rewards on earlier nodes to get tunes prepared for the subsequent nodes. Now, we're going to get into the blog post, but before we get into the blog post, I got to talk about something that's super, super annoying. And this actually kind of set me off a little bit. Right now, we have a Save Gold Orb event. So you're getting points right now for opening Gold Orbs events. But don't spend the gold, because there's going to be a gold opening event coming up. Then on Sunday, there's going to be the first of 4 5-day charging station events. And this is going to happen 4 times. And this is save power cores. So basically it's earning power cores, which that means save your emails, save your strike pass, mojo donation, or just buy power cores. Now, it's going to be hard to do this because it's over 5 days. And there's a total of 3,100 power cores over the 5 days. So a lot of people are going to basically do 1 week, skip a week, do 1 week, skip a week, because in last week's blog post basically said there's going to be a total of 4 charging stations, the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, the 26th. And then with no context whatsoever in the blog post today, there's a chart which does not explain when the events start, anything like that. So we have to reference 2 different blog posts to understand this. And it happens, there's a total of 3,100 power cores over 5 days. So with this information, you might be led to believe, well, once this event starts, I collect all my mails, I work towards the 3,100 points, and then I can spend the power cores. No, do not start spending the power cores, because there's an event that starts the next day called Cold Storage, which is on March 6th. Power up Cosmic Crucible teams and earn memory lane progress with the upcoming Cold Storage event. Pile up points using this 4-day milestone by earning Cosmic Crucible credits, battling Cosmic Crucible with Moonstone, and spending power cores. So you're like, thank goodness, mobile gamer. Thank you for reminding me to not spend the power cores on Sunday the 5th because there's an event starting on the 6th where it requires spending power cores. But wait, there's more. Don't spend the power cores then. You're dumb if you don't understand this. Because there's a different event that starts a couple days later on the 8th that is spending gold and power cores, and the events overlap. Why, Scopely, why'd you make it this confusing? This is dumb. This is needlessly confusing. There's no point to this whatsoever. It's absolute garbage. Oh my God, it's garbage. And you know what? I hope if you're watching this video, you're that one guy in your alliance that helps your alliance mates out, because I don't see casual players taking the time to sift through multiple blog posts to understand this. This information is not directly understood in the blog post. You have to go and reference 2 different blog posts to understand this. It's kind of garbage. Also, in game right now, there's a master manipulator, not Scopely, but Moonstone. Master manipulation, $59 US for 100 Moonstone shards. The identical offer inside of the web store is $50 US. So if you are a Amazon coins person, whatever, you just basically have to pay $10 more. If you don't want to use the web store and you like using your Google Play points, yeah, you're just wasting $10. If you're an iOS user and you don't want to use the web store in Xsola, you just waste $10. And I know why they're doing this. They're doing this because they want to encourage players to use the web store, because they save, I don't know, probably 25%. I think that the payment processing fees on Google and iTunes is almost 30%. And so in some ways, this is a good thing because they're passing the savings on, because if they're missing out on 30%, and I can't do the math real quick in my head, but at least they're passing the savings on when you use the web store, because I believe the payment processing fee from Xsola is some number between like 3 and 5% as opposed to 30% on Google Play. So they're actually passing the savings on to the players that choose to do it on the web store. So it's $50. Now, let's get into the blog post. We're going to go through this quickly. Apocalypse Saga. I think I could summarize this a little bit easier. There's basically going to be 3 difficulties, and it's going to require the 23 characters. The 23 characters are the 4 horsemen and their teams, and then it's the strike members, which is going to be Kestrel, Deathpool, and Spiderweaver, right? You can go through each stage. Now, you have to basically, we're going to just talk about people that are trying to get a baby apocalypse, because I think very few people have the T5 ions to get a big boy apocalypse. So basically, you would have to go through the first 2 sagas and all the other characters for this to work. And you need to get them at gear tier 16 and blue ISO 4. Now, when you go through the hard section, so this is going to be the first part right here, it's only going to require the 23 characters at gear tier 15. And this is going to award 1.2 million blue ISO 4s that you could use to upgrade your characters. And my suggestion is to do it in the order that Tana outlined right here. Darkhold, Unlimited, Gamma, Death Seed, Strike, in that order. And the reason for that is that if you don't have all 23 characters at blue ISO 4, you could start going into the heroic section, and you can do the first stage if you do your Darkhold first. And then you're going to get 700,000 blue ISO 4s for doing it that way, which you could then use to get the next team ready, right? And this is going to require gear tier 16, blue ISO 4. Then the big boy apocalypse is going to be gear tier 17, T2 level 5s. And I think doing in that order also matters for that as well. There's a way of, I need to start, I'm ready to go for the baby apocalypse, but I need to start working on my Darkhold first and go through in that order, which is fine. And I bet you there's like 10 people in the entire game that are going to have a full Big Boy Apocalypse. And they're actually going to get a special frame. Inside of the achievement section, there's a special frame for completing all 3 stage of the Apocalypse Saga. So they're going to get a different border. Like right now we have like the Dark Dimension 5 border. Well, there's going to be a Big Boy Apocalypse border as well. Okay, so we're going to move past this. Famine Scourge event, Memory Leave event, Historic Encounter. We're going to kind of get through this. Power up your Apocalypse Saga characters through March 10th with the Historic Encounter event. On top of prepping up the challenge ahead, you earn Memory Lane progress with a chance to snag Doc Ock. So this is the No Way Home Doc Ock costume. It's a little bit confusing. This is going to be a part of the leaderboard. At one point in this, it says it's 250 people that are going to get it, but actually the grid says 500. So I'm not sure which one's correct, but I think it's the 500. Historic Encounter milestone. Use Commando energy for the Kree Commando event campaign, which starts on March 10th. Earn Historic Orb fragments from select campaign nodes. I really don't like it when it's select campaign nodes. They're kind of forcing you to use certain nodes. We'll have to see how generous they are with that. Earn points towards the 7-day milestone. Include the following things right there. Leaderboards. Right here, it says 250 players will get the Doc Ock costume, but if we look at the chart, it actually says 500 will get the Doc Ock costume. Your guess is good as mine. I think it's the 500, but no worry. Now, we talked about this cold storage. So this is going to be an alliance event, which is kind of interesting because they, to get the most amount of points, you're going to have to use Moonstone, which means the people that spend and buy Moonstone today are going to get more points on this event. And this is going to be a battling in Cosmic Crucible with Moonstone and spending power cores. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I don't know that you want to start dumping all your power cores on March 6th because there's going to be another event starting on the 8th, which I don't even remember the name of it anymore because it's so confusing. And we're going to get to it later in the video. Cold storage starts on the 6th, and then Commander's Cache will start on the 8th, which also requires spending power cores. So you maybe want to hold off on doing that, waiting another 2 days before you start dumping and spending all your power cores on things. And pile up with the 7-day milestones by earning Cosmic Crucible credits, battling Cosmic Crucible milestone, and spending power cores. They really, really, really do not want people hoarding power cores. It feels like they're like somehow insulted that people hoarded their power cores for months and were able to get king without blitzing a lot or spending a lot of money because they saved their power core. And they're really trying to incentivize people to not do that anymore by creating all these events. And then there's one other part. I'm going to say right here, climb a leaderboard with your alliance to earn gold promotion credits. Now, this is kind of an interesting situation that I might be put in right here. I don't really care about these T2 level 5 ions because I feel like a Big Boy Apocalypse is so far out of reach, but maybe a lot of people in my alliance will want. And so the Scopely's created a situation where, there's some mismatch. And it feels like they want homogenous alliances where all the big time spenders are in one alliance and, people that maybe don't spend as much are in a different alliance. I don't know. It feels like they're almost like trying to segregate us into different alliances. And I need to be in alliances where players spend similar patterns to me, and as opposed to alliances where there's some people that are more free to play or moderate spenders or whale spenders like me. But then there's Kraken spenders. It feels like that is something that they don't want. And they're really pushing, in some ways, people into other alliances that they maybe did not want to be in. Or what if you're a big time spender in a casual alliance? Well, if you want to get this reward, you got to move into an alliance where there's big spenders. I don't know. I just think it's a bad precedence. It's kind of annoying. Charging station, no mention whatsoever what this is or how often it happens. You have to reference the week before blog post to understand that this is an event that is happening 4 times in the month, and it'll be running for 5 days. And the dates on the event are right here. I cut paste it right here. And this is from last week's blog post. All right. Meet me in Valhalla. Party like an Asgard star on March 10th with the next quick rumble. Okay, not that big of a deal. Commander's Cache. So this is the event that will overlap with the other event. Commander's Cache. I don't know. It's mustache, not mustache. Commander's Cache. Crack open a resource stockpile on March 8th with the Commander Cash event, Commander Cash will reward resources and shard power up Heroes Guardians for the Red Hulk War Scourge event, along with a shot at a 7 red Archangel, spending gold, and power cores. So this is going to be the right time to spend gold, even though right now there's an event for opening gold orbs, and starting on Sunday, there's an event for acquiring power cores. The optimal time to start spending them is going to be after this event here starts. Clear as mud. Moving in the Shallows Psylocke event is starting, I believe, today. Join Psylocke as she leads the stealth team of strike martial artists in a rescue mission. Earn Psylocke character shards and gold. All right. And then we have another, this is part of the month-long event, Back to Tiny World for Ant-Man and Wasp. Back to Tiny World. This time around, we've added 2 additional missions to this adventure. Fine. Rocket's Gambit. This again these are OG events from way back in the day, and they're bringing them back. It was for like a retro nostalgic feel. I feel like this is relatively uneventful. There's going to be some updates. There's some to MarvelStrikeForce.com. There's some overlapping features that are disappearing. We got Mojo's Mayhem appearing. We've got the Strike Assemble sweepstakes. So this is kind of interesting. There's a website that you can go to right here, MarvelStrikeForce.com sweepstakes, and you can get a book and some pins. I've got the book right here. The book was published in 2019, so I don't know how current the information is in the book, but you can register to win the book. Be sure to check the web store, and then we've got the weekly events. All right, I know it was a little bit of a salty video, but let me know what you think about all this. Do you think that these events are easier? I thought they wanted to make easier events. I don't understand why it needs to be this complicated. It's a little bit frustrating. Hopefully you can help out your alliance mates that are not as engaged, and you can either direct them to this video or some sort of helpful infographic that kind of outlines what we talked about here. And so that way they can min-max the event and get the most out of playing Marvel Strike Force, hopefully without paying any money. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming. Bye for now. Bye!